Welcome to the Kane and Day Show. I'm your host, Kane. You can find me at Twitter at Killing Kane, at YouTube at Killing Kane, and at Twitch at Killing Kane. So I'm going to kick it over to my co-host here. He'll introduce himself and we'll get underway.
Yeah, my name's Day. You can find me on Twitter at Realdaygaming1, and then YouTube and TikTok is just Realdaygaming.
So, what are we talking about today, Ben?
Oh, there's been a wild 2 weeks in sports.
Sure has. Sure has.
Or baseball, sorry.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about baseball. I think we're going to go over some of the teams that are at the top of their divisions, talk about some of the teams inside that division and the race for first place for some of them. Some player highlights, spotlights, people getting sent down, stuff like that.
Umpires.
So, oh yeah, we should talk about umpires. I was gonna bring that up.
It's number one on my list.
Okay, let's just start there then.
Go ahead. I just started from the first one, the
You're just gonna make
Mad
me
Bum.
get triggered. Okay,
Mad Bum one. Well,
So-
they happened.
It's that plus umpires as a whole this year.
Well, the Blue Jays situation was pretty bad too.
Yeah. So, if you all have probably watched the video of that umpire checking Mad Bum for banned substance, didn't even look at his hand.
Not even once. Looked him dead in the eyes.
And Mad Bum was like what the fuck, kinda looked up, looked back down at his hands, looked back up, saw the dude still hasn't moved his head, ripped his hand away, started jawing at him, and got ejected in the first inning. Uncalled for, doesn't matter. He like you said the other day, he could have already been pissed off because you said he wasn't feeling it. You could see he was visibly frustrated on the mound.
Yeah, I was watching the Marlins broadcast of that game live, and they went to commercial like a normal end of the first inning because it was in Miami, and they come back and they go, well, I guess some crazy stuff had happened in between innings. Mad Bum has been ejected, and they made comments about how he looked frustrated throwing his warm-up pitches before the inning even started. You could see he was a little frustrated. Looked maybe like a lack of control just on the day. It's just not a good day. And during the inning, he had one or two instances where he looked mad at himself,
Right.
and he just wasn't feeling it. And then the umpire, I forgot his name, goes and does that, and that's all I needed to say something stupid and get him tossed from the game.
Yeah, and the umpire later then came out and was like, that was my fault, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I don't care. Like, I've seen so many things about umpires this year, especially like Angel Hernandez. Like, I get their union is the biggest union out of, I think, any unions. I've never seen anybody go to bat for their guys more than the Umpires Association.
Yeah.
It does not matter. You had two of the worst historical umpires in umpiring business for more than 30 years, almost apiece. In what, Bob West? Is that his name?
No.
Joe West?
Dean Joe West.
And Angel Hernandez? You have two guys that have been so historically bad. And players, coaches, management of teams are saying, get these guys out of here. Joe West threw a perfect game for the Tigers.
That was Jim Joyce.
Yeah. No, was
That
it?
was Jim Joyce.
No,
Yeah, it was.
there was another
Yes, it was.
one. Oh, there was
The
another
Armando
one.
Galarraga one was Jim Joyce.
Okay. There was one, I think, for the Giants then that Joe was. There was another one that Joe fucking seemed to be like pretty obvious. They're out, throws it away. Angel Hernandez's strike zone is absolutely horrendous.
Well, what's sick about Angel is that Brewers game where it was 1-0 and Schwarber got tossed from that game. On their umpiring system, because I follow a Twitter account that will show you scorecards and like missed strikes, how that impacted like what the situation was and give him an overall grade
Mm-hmm.
and who did it favor in that specific game. And his that Twitter account score for that game was horrible.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
But on their system, it's a little different than the box you see on TV. And he got a 96% for that game. National television. That was Sunday Night Baseball.
yeah, it's not great. And no matter how many lawsuits kind of against the guy, not like lawsuits, but like cases against Angel Hernandez, it comes out being discriminatory or like they're discriminating against him. That's what his defense always is like, oh, they do this because of my race kind of deal. And it's not that. You're just terrible at your fucking job, dude. Like,
Yeah, I've seen a couple get like 6-7 inches off the plate getting called for strikes. And I
this
just don't
year
know how it's possible.
this year it's been terrible. Like, I shit you not, dude. The Friday night, it was Max Scherzer versus Gonzalez, right? And that umpire strike zone was small. Like, when you look at the box like on the TV, you're like, that's a pretty decent strike zone, right?
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it gives you like an idea.
He was calling balls that were like inside the box, like on the corner, like literally
Yeah.
caked in there, and it's like, that's a strike. That's a strike, buddy.
Yeah.
Or I saw a video the other day of some Max Muncy bitching about a pitch down the middle.
My buddy did send me that video. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch it. But
He was complaining to the umpire about a pitch down the middle.
actually, you know what? I did see that. I just didn't respond. But yeah, that was bad.
But umpires as a whole behind the plate have been a problem all year long.
Well, it's not even just behind the plate. Like that Blue Jays Yankees game from last week. It was 3-0, and then I think it was Stanton hit a 3-run homer to tie the game. Yimmy just got in the pitch, gave up a 3-run homer. It's 3-3, and then 2 pitches later, Josh Donaldson was up at the plate,
Uh,
and you throw Josh inside.
right.
That's how you get him out. The first pitch was a strike on the inside half of the plate. Next pitch hit him. It hit him in the elbow.
Uh,
And for some odd reason, the home plate umpire immediately comes out from behind the plate to get in between the two, as if a brawl was going to happen, like with Arenado the other day.
yeah.
But that didn't make any. And then they got together as a collective unit, decided that was an intentional hit by pitch, and they tossed him.
Oh my gosh.
They tossed him, which was obviously, oh god, what's his name? Charlie Montoya, the Blue Jays manager. Obviously, he comes running out of the dugout. I mean, he's gonna fight for his guy.
Right, of course.
His pitcher just got tossed with no warning, no nothing.
Mhm.
And then the pitching coach also got tossed from the. I think they just wanted to throw people out.
Oh, dude, and then the other night, like in the
For what
Boston
reason?
game, there were so many people who got thrown out. Like,
Yeah,
I think 2 hitters got tossed. Cora got tossed. It was nutty. It doesn't stop. And it's like we go back to the pitching side, right? Where the strike zone. Look at Jared Kelenic on most of his strikeouts.
Julio's been bad too.
Yeah, they're both sitting there on pitches that are a good inch or two off the plate.
Yeah.
And they're getting rung up because of it. And it's mind blowing how bad they've been. I don't get it.
Well, what's sick, especially with like the Blue Jays scenario, like even if there's robot umps calling balls and strikes, like what's stopping the rest of the umpires there to still throw them out?
Right.
Like that's such a poor judgment, in my opinion, because come on, he didn't purposely throw at him. You throw Josh Donaldson inside.
If you're gonna throw at him though,
And
you're gonna
it was the
drill him
7th
in
inning
the
of a
ribs.
tied game. Well, there's that. But it was the 7th inning of a tied game. Why would you put somebody on base?
Right.
Like, that's just, to me, that's just stupid.
Yeah, like there's nothing intentional about it. If you hit him in the elbow,
No.
it's just you missed your spot.
Yeah, and
Like,
every pitcher, I swear, every team has complained about the ball ever since they've been storing the baseballs in the humidor before the game, like Colorado did. And there's just something wrong with how they're preparing them to be game ready.
right, they're not
And
great.
I don't know the exact number, but I swear there's the record for most hit by pitches is going to be broken
Oh yeah, Ty
if
France
we
I
keep
think
going at this
leads.
rate.
Ty France I believe leads the league in being hit.
I'm just saying, as a collective unit, the whole league.
It's ridiculous. Like, pitchers cannot grab a ball right anymore without that's any sort of thing to help them grip it. I just feel like the ball is not great for them to throw anymore.
It's just slick. They don't cater the leather like it should to be able to grip it, and that's how Glass now got hurt last year
Right,
because he had to stop using the rosin and sunscreen,
right.
and then he tears his UCL and he still hasn't pitched yet this year, and he probably won't until maybe the All-Star break
Mm-hmm.
because he had to change the way he gripped the ball so he didn't hurt people.
Yeah,
That's why I like that universal sticky stuff, if that's what you want to call it. Make it universal because as a hitter, I never pitched growing up, but as a hitter, I want that pitcher to have the utmost confidence. He can throw it where he wants, whether nobody's perfect. He's not always going to hit his spot.
right.
But I don't want to have the thought in the back of my head thinking, is he going to have this one slip because he just can't grip the ball and it's going to hit me? They're throwing 100 miles an hour. That doesn't feel good. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Getting hit with that and then having that in the back of my head, like, there's so many other things I have to worry about situation-wise,
Mm-hmm.
like during that game, that getting hit with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball because he can't grip it is not what I want.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So where do we want to bring this off the pretty bad note we started on with umpires? Where do we want to kind of bring it up? Where do we want to go next?
Well, I mean, it hurts me, but I mean, we could talk about the Angels and Reed Detmers, throw a nice little no hitter against
Yeah,
the Rays.
Reed Detmers.
Good for him, honestly.
No hit. The Tampa Bay Rays. After the
Honestly,
Tampa
good
Bay
for him.
Rays came and slapped Seattle around. I'm
And
happy
Oakland.
about
They
it.
went two for three against Oakland, and then 3 for 4 against Seattle, and then they just forgot how to hit in Anaheim.
Yep.
Something in the Orange County water that just, it
It's
just
a
messed
little
with them.
different.
Disneyland was too close.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, you could attest to it. I said let him get no hit.
Yeah, you did. I have the
did.
timestamp
Yeah,
and everything, and then it happened.
I love seeing no hitters because there's 5, 6 last year, but there's such a cool thing to see. I don't care if it's my favorite team getting no hit.
Right.
The last perfect game was against Tampa. I think the last two actually were.
Yeah.
Dallas
one of
Braden and Felix.
And King Felix.
That's why I don't like them going out west. 'Cause they just
Safeco.
every time they go out west against the AL West, they get no hitter perfect game.
Yeah, no shit.
And that's what it feels like.
But the Angels are really good.
If Reed can keep pitching like that, obviously he's not going to throw no hitter every time.
No. But you need Shohei.
But Shohei's been playing well. Noah's been pitching great.
He has been. And
Even Rendon's starting to hit a little bit. Obviously, he had that Mickey Mouse
have,
left-handed home run against Brett Phillips, but
yeah, you have the new king of Anaheim, Taylor Ward.
he's been on fire.
Oh God, he's been on fire. I hope it keeps going because bye Joe Adele. Goodbye.
I mean, Joe, what makes I think it's a mental block with him now because he's doing well in Salt Lake City with the Bees. He's doing just fine like he did the last time they sent him down. But the second he puts that Angels jersey on, I swear it's a mental block now.
Yep.
That's why I don't want the Tigers to send Torkelson down because I think that's what's going to happen if they do.
Oh yeah.
And Kelenick's another product of that where I think it's a mental block.
I've got a lot to say about that guy.
Yeah, Taylor Ward's 384, 22 RBIs, 8 home runs.
He's just an animal to play. And then you have Shohei hitting well
He
too.
21 walks as well. Like he is playing really well.
Yeah, and
Marsh is not doing bad.
not gonna lie, being a Mariners fan, they're in our division. I am so happy to see Mike Trout getting some sort of help.
Well, this is what they wanted when a couple years ago when they had, promise was Brandon Marsh and Joe Adell was supposed to be the corners to help out Mike Trout in the outfield.
Yeah, and Brandon Marsh
286. I mean,
286 for a young guy like that?
The 36 strikeouts are high for 100 at-bats, but, I mean, he's got 4 home runs.
286, though. That's not a bad average.
He's
That's
doing
average.
Fine. He's doing fine. Yeah, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
He's got 20 RBIs. He's doing fine.
He's also very good in the field.
What does it do?
He's got speed. I know that.
He's got 1 assist, no errors.
Yeah.
A positive D-WAR, which is nice to see.
There you go. And Jared Walsh, as long as he can just put the ball over the fence, I think Angels fans will be happy. Like, this team has some promise.
They have a lot. Russell is pitching well.
Oh, yes, he is. So, if you're an Angels fan, you really need to sit there and,
just
appreciate and hope the injury bug does not come to plague your team, because you need Mike Trout, you need Shohei, you need Rendon, because Rendon is looking really solid. He's looking like he can live up to that contract he signed. So
yeah, he's starting to come around a little bit.
He hit a left-handed home run off Brett Phillips. I mean, it was the
same speed as me going out there and throwing it as hard as I can.
It's no feat, but this is his first. It's his first at bat he's taken as a lefty. Put his shin guard on the wrong shin.
Yeah, he did put his shin guard on the wrong.
He had the cleanest swing.
What's even funnier? That was his first home run of the year. I think that's actually his only home run.
No, it's not. It's like his 4th home run.
Oh, he does have 4. Oh,
yeah.
I could have sworn it's up 1.
No, it's his 4th. But again, he's playing up to that contract. What he was doing that last year in Washington, you love to see it. And the Astros are great. Jordan is.
They've been on fire. They lost yesterday, but they were on a 10-win streak.
They were on 11.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, that's
and then since we're in the AL West, I mean, if you want to talk more about the Angels, we can.
No, I think we hit the nail on the head.
Cool. So
well
Jared Kelenic got sent down, guys. It's good for him. It's really good for him.
I don't think so, but that's just my opinion.
Well, when they sent him down last year, he came up, started being a little bit more disciplined at the plate, started swinging at decent pitches.
140, 36 strikeouts, 9 walks. That's a bad ratio. That's a 4-1.
Yeah. He's got 2 home runs that he's, dinged off a foul pole. And, I think he needs to get sent down because Julio is hitting around like 250 now.
Yep. Yeah.
And Julio is going to win AL Rookie of the Year.
God, those 43 strikeouts are so high.
Yeah,
that's another 4.3 to 1.
Right, but
I'm telling you, the only thing that's keeping him there right now and not getting sent down with Jared is
the steals.
Is the 10 stolen bases.
And
that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's hitting it 250 now, so it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's better than kind of I expected, especially from the start of how he started. He's gotten a little bit more comfortable at the plate, comfortable in the uniform. And he's like I've said in priors, he goes out there to have fun. That's his big thing, is you always see a smile on that dude's face. He is excited to be there, unlike Kelenic. Like, Kelenic mentally could be excited to be there, but he's so hard on himself because he was in that top 5, prospects
for a mental block
a long time. And if he can get over that mental block, it's going to be the J-Rod and Kelenic show for a very long time in Seattle. They're going to bat back to back, and it's gonna be kind of like when we had Cruz and Cano, right?
Yeah.
Cruz or Cano would go deep, and then Cruz comes up behind him and blasts one even further, type of deal.
Right.
And so it's gonna be that kind of dynamic, especially when you throw Novelli in like, you know, a year or two. George Kirby also got the call up against the last game against the third game against Tampa. Struck out 7, pretty good. Went 7 innings. As my brother said, any game his bros are at from college, that he's gonna pitch well, because their little cheering section that's right behind the dish just like kind of gets him pumped up. He kind of got hit around last night. I think he gave up 3. Not bad. I mean, he still is a rookie. He's gonna get his footing down. I don't think he's throwing an off speed right now. I saw maybe like a changeup, if that's it, or a slider. He's been throwing lots of sinkers and lots of fastballs, which I'm not a big fan of. Throw your other stuff in there, get them off their groove, you know. Mariners are in a tough place. It's still early enough where they could fight back later in the year. They just need to get out of this hitting funk. One of the bad things is Mitch Haniger's out till All-Star break. That hurts. Yeah. It hurts. Kyle Lewis, while he may be back at the plate, he cannot play back-to-back days in the field. It's tough. You need him back. You need Mitch back. Ty France and J.P. Crawford can't do it alone. Jesse Winker finally hit his second home run last night. They just really need to kind of hunker down, get better as a team. JP needs to be that spark plug, kind of like Correa was for the Astros. He is the most electrifying player on the field, just for energy-wise, for the team to get motivated, I guess. So they just really need to take better at-bats. Pitching needs to calm the fuck down, because it's not pretty. Except for Logan. Robbie Ray needs to come out today and throw just his best game of the year, because he's not pitching like a Cy Young.
Well, we got the first out of the bottom of the first. That makes you feel better.
Oh, that's right. The Mariners are on right now. That's right. But I need him to pitch well today. AL West is going to be tough, especially because Angels are playing very well, and I think it's, as of right now, it's going to come down to Angels, I think, edging the Astros out. I would love to see it. Just, I need Mike Trout to get more at-bats in playoffs. But
I just want to see him in the playoffs. Or get all the more at-bats. I want to see him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I do too. They really need to get that man a ring, especially because he's never leaving Los Angeles.
Why would you?
Nobody's going to take his contract either way.
Not unless he restructures it.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to. Unless he restructures it for the only other place I could see him going is Philly.
There is 2 places I could see him that would take that contract. One wears pinstripes, and one is across the highway.
You think
those are the only 2 teams willing to pay that money for Mike Trout?
Right.
But the Dodgers just gave up a bunch of players, so their farm system's it's still top. It's still a top tier farm system, but it's just what they gave up for Max and Trey just wasn't. It's not going to help them.
And especially because you only got Max on a half-a-year deal,
and then he lost his arm. But
yeah,
I think the Yankees. There is a world where I could see the Yankees unloading a lot of top prospects like Jason Dominguez to go out and get Mike Trout.
But is it going to really happen? No. Because the Angels are investing too much money into other players to help Mike Trout.
Yeah, we're playing with hypotheticals here.
Yeah, I think if you're a Yankees fan, you don't get rid of Dominguez. He is going to be your next best thing.
Switch hitter, he's young.
He flies in the outfield. He just has power on days from both sides, and he is going to be the greatest thing since Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Just from the hype around him. Speaking of the Yankees are great. I hate to say it, but the Yankees are very, very good.
Yeah, they're off to their best start since 08 or 09. They're the
Aaron
top of the
Judge,
East right now. They're scary.
Not taking the contract and betting on himself is really paying out. That man could hit 50 plus home runs this year. And it's, I don't ever see him put it in right field. It's usually center and left.
They're crushed.
And they're never ever just ball scrapers. Aaron Judge hits the ball with purpose. Giancarlo Stanton's getting on a hot streak for him.
Yeah, they both hit the ball over the Little League fence.
Joey Gallo's most likely going to get traded. Most likely. He's just not good in New York. Everybody thought that this was the greatest thing for Joey Gallo going to.
I thought it was too.
I trade him to Colorado for somebody.
I just think. He doesn't. His problem is it's like Mike Zunino. It's
either home run or strikeout.
When he puts the ball in play, the ball's 500 feet.
Right.
But he's gotta put the ball in play.
That's the
problem.
Yeah, another thing too is next year when the shift ban is implemented, Joey Gallo should be around a 250, 260 hitter.
He's got to put the ball in play. That's his problem. And then he's not being as disciplined in New York that he was in Texas.
Right.
He's not getting as many walks. I don't believe.
So let's look at it like this though. Like Joey Gallo, you're sitting there and you're like, you have your short porch in right. And that's what you're dreaming of, right? Is a short porch. It's exactly what you're dreaming of.
Especially a power left-handed hitter.
Right. So you
could see Rizzo take full advantage of it.
Right, but here's the thing. Rizzo's always been a good hitter.
That's true.
Rizzo's always been a good hitter. And Rizzo has also been able to put the ball in every spot of the baseball field. Joey Gallo only pulls the ball. Right? So with the shift in New York, it's hard to get a base hit for him even if he does put it in play. Because he's hitting it right to where the people are because he only knows how to put the ball in right field.
Yeah.
I don't ever see him put it in center. I just see him put it right center. That's it.
Yeah.
So next year, when the shift gets banned, I expect him to be a 250, 260 hitter just because the ball's where he's actually shitting on it to the gap is actually going to be a double.
Line right now.
So he's not great this year. I can see them trading him. It makes sense. Go get yourself another piece. Josh Donaldson. I feel like Josh Donaldson is a problem in the locker room. Especially, not just, I just feel like he's a grouchy old man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't like Garrett Cole. That's fine. It's whatever. You guys are on the same team. It's a business. Conduct accordingly. But I mean, yesterday, where they threw back into third and he pushed Tim Anderson off the bag, and then Tim Anderson got up all pissed off and ready to fight. Umpire called him safe, even with the push off the bag, but he had to separate him because, Josh Donaldson's kind of a hothead. I was very confused. I get it got you IKF, and IKF has been one of their better hitters. He's, at least that's what I was told the other day because I was talking to our buddy about it, and he was saying IKF has been very decent, and then their catchers are doing all right too. Pitching staff's looking amazing. Chapman couldn't hold the game down last night. I think it's about time you cut your ties with him. Let Michael King
He's been pitching fine.
Huh?
He's been pitching fine this year.
I mean, he's pitching fine, but
it's one game.
But years prior, I know. I'm just going off. Ever since he left the Yankees the first time, he hasn't been as dominant.
Right.
And so, if you're the, Yankees, you get a good starting five, you throw Nestor back into the bullpen like you did last year. And Nestor's been phenomenal.
For no reason.
He's the
For
funniest.
literally no
He's
reason.
literally the modern day Bartolo Colon.
He is.
And
He
it's
is.
it's
And left-handed.
fantastic.
He's just left-handed.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I'd say you let Michael King take over your closing. He has looked fantastic.
Yeah, he's
Fantastic.
been lights out.
But I mean, both set of New York teams are scary. Jacob deGrom's
Yes.
still out, but
That's what's even worse about the Mets.
yeah, Chris Bassett pitched a fantastic game yesterday against the Mariners. Just couldn't hit him. Just couldn't do it. And
He's good.
I'm surprised
it's
we got
just
the win
sad.
over Max.
It's just sad because it's the small market places like Oakland where you have talent like Chris Bassett, but it's a small market team. Especially the only thing that's getting talked about with them right now is how low their attendance is.
Right.
And you put them on a team in a big city like New York,
You're gonna have
and he
fans there.
pitches well, and people are like, "Wow, where did this guy come from?" Well, he didn't come from anywhere because he's
Right.
been doing it in Oakland. Just nobody cares.
He did it in the regular season. He did it in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
just-
everything you
it's
could hope
bad.
for. And
Yeah.
but their sticks are flying right now. I mean,
You can't get them out,
Francisco Lindor is looking like old Francisco Lindor. Speaking
which is
of
great
him,
for me to see. I love Frank. I love Frank.
He just hit
Lindor.
a solo shot, so Mets up by one.
Yeah, I'm so
Marte-
happy he's back there.
Marte's looking great in that New York uniform. He's every bit a hitter as he's always been. He can get behind an account and still fight for a base hit.
Polar Bear Pete
Polar Bear
doing his thing.
Big Meat Pete is scary.
He's doing his thing.
I think one of their worst signings was Eduardo. I do not.
I would have to agree with that.
he's-
Eddie Escobar is not doing well.
He's not doing good.
No, he's not.
Jeff McNeil looks like he's having fun again. It's
Well,
it's a good time
he
for
made
the
a
Mets.
tweak to his swing when he had hit a ball. He said it was almost his purest he's ever hit one. I thought it was 5-6 rows deep, and it wasn't.
uh
It was just a fly out to the warning track, and that was his like aha moment where it's like, all right, let's just try and place the ball somewhere in the field just to get on base instead of trying to muscle one out. He's like, I don't have to.
he's not a power
And I-
hitter.
Well, yeah, but that one he thought he got it all, and it was not close. And he's like, well, let's just shoot for gaps and
I mean,
go. And he's been hitting well now.
technically everybody should be shooting for gaps. Like,
Yeah, but that's not how modern baseball is. Everyone's trying to hit the fence.
I know, but I would love if teams started
Pretty sure he uses
shooting
a
the gap.
knobless bat too.
I mean, like the Padres, man. The Padres are hitting so damn well right now.
Manny Machado for
Manny
MVP.
Machado is looking MVP caliber. He is doing.
This
what he
is
did in
Baltimore Orioles Manny Machado.
Yeah, this is Manny before he was the only thing on the Padres. At least when he
Yeah,
was
this
on
is
Baltimore, he had Andrew, or not Andrew. Fuck, what's his name? It's Adam Jones.
Adam Jones, Matt Wieters was on that team.
It was when what's
AJ
his
Hardy was still there.
what was
their
his name?
shortstop.
The dude who signed a mega contract who had the strikeouts. First baseman. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Chris Davis.
Yeah, that was when
Crush
Crush
Davis.
Davis was really good too. Was
Mm-hmm.
those Manny Machado years and Adam Jones years,
Yes,
and
they were a playoff team.
yeah. So I mean, Manny Machado's looking great, and they're doing this all without Tatis, and
Which is what I'm finding scary. I mean, the whole AL or NL West
I
is
mean, you even look at
they're above 500, which is nuts.
you saw
but-
the Jorge Afalo home run on Mother's Day, right?
No.
Yeah,
didn't.
he had a walk-off home run, and it's like Jorge Afalo looks like Tatis at the plate when he's standing, like just bulky dude
Yeah.
with a sweet swing, And I'm like if you can figure out if he figures out his swing, he will be a good catcher.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's got the power to mash, especially in Slam Diego.
Yeah.
I just
they're having fun.
The only person that I'm not really vibing with the team is Trent Grisham. They talked about Trent Grisham being like the next best thing, and I just don't see it.
Well, that was until C.J. Abrams got talked about.
I mean, even when he got the call up,
Ouchie, 156.
yeah, everybody was like, Trent Grisham. It's like, he's not even that good defensively.
Yeah, he's striking out. He's got a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, he's not that great. But everybody else on the team is doing really well. Eric Hosmer leading the league in average, or he was.
I think he still is.
Yeah, Eric Hosmer figuring out.
Machado's not too far behind him at 359. That's with 128 at bats too.
That's insane. He's hit what, 10 home runs?
7.
9? Oh, 7?
Yeah.
How many RBIs you got?
23. We're talking about Machado?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
I mean, that's not bad.
He's got 18 walks.
I mean, as of right now,
6 stolen bases, which is crazy for me to think about.
As of right now, he's probably their 3-hitter.
Most likely.
And then it's going to be Tatis.
Well, then, he also has 8 doubles. Him and Hosmer both have 8 doubles, which is, you're still driving the ball in the gap.
Yeah, and I guarantee the majority of the reason that they're winning their games is that absolutely disgusting pitching staff.
Mackenzie Gore has been pitching well, which is nice to see because he was another one that was highly talked about.
I'm also excited that Mike Clevenger's back for him because I do love Mike Clevenger. I think he was great in Cleveland. He was even great before he got hurt in San Diego. And Mike Clevenger is going to make that team a lot better. Same with Blake Snell. Same with Sean Manaea.
He's been pitching well too.
They've got a slew of starters that they can throw an intermatch with their bullpen because I'm pretty sure they still have guys that are starters coming out of the pen.
Yeah, they're looking incredibly well. I didn't think it was going to be like this.
It's Taylor Rogers, right? Got him from the Twins.
Yeah, Trevor's in San Francisco.
Taylor getting sent to San Diego was also huge for them.
Yeah, I like that move because, I mean, Emilio Pagan's not horrible.
But he's not great.
They have a great lefty in Taylor that could be the back end of the bullpen for him and do well.
You can't always trust Drew Pomeranz.
No, you can't. But I think for the Padres as a team, that was a great move for them.
It was.
I think it was great for the Twins too. I think it was a win-win.
I mean, hell, dude, you throw somebody else in that 5 spot for Mackenzie Gore. If he kind of like dips down a little bit, right? You just put Mackenzie in your bullpen. And let him work as a lefty 2 or 3 innings, maybe 2 innings. Have him come in, be dominant for a short period of time, work his way back into the starting rotation, get him some more work out of the bullpen than you would, in the starting rotation. And I think, like I said, it's a plug and play. They could just be like, all right, Gore, we're scratching you from the start. You're going to the bullpen today, and we're bringing up this guy. Because I know they have another. They do have Joe Musgrove. That's their other starter, because they got rid of Chris Paddock.
Yep.
And but they've got 6 dudes that could literally be ready to go at any time. It's scary.
Yeah. And especially if Tatis comes back and plays to the level we know he can. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 3-team race that we hoped for last year, that never got.
Yeah, the Padres just fell off right at the end.
They fell off hard.
Yeah,
they fell off real hard. The Giants obviously won the division.
Yep. The Giants are actually playing well too, and I feel like they're a bunch of old dudes, except for Rodon and Logan Webb.
Yeah, I'll say Logan Webb. Yeah, they're playing incredibly well.
And then you have Joey
Bart.
I
didn't think they could do it.
And then you have Joey. Yeah, I didn't think so either. But then you have Joey Bart, trying to fill the shoes of Buster Posey, and that's very imposing.
He's a Hall of Fame catcher, so
yeah, it is.
3-time champion, MVP. That is a tough place to step in.
Yeah, I mean, especially how his Hall of Fame career kind of really took off after he came back from that gruesome back injury.
leg.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I thought like you thought it was his back when you saw him got
Yeah.
hit.
We got hit by a truck, so
Yeah, he did. But after that injury, he came back with a passion,
yeah.
and he just took everything and ran with it, and he's been one of the best catchers in the you know in a long time.
Yeah, there's few playing right now. Like him and Yachty are two insta locks to the Hall of Fame for me, right? That are currently active.
Buster's most likely the first ballot. I don't know about Yachty being a first ballot.
I think Buster is easily a first ballot.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact he's got the accolades. He stayed with the same team.
The thing with Yachty, he stayed with his team for now, what, 20 years almost? 19?
Something like that.
And
Yachty might be one of the best defensive catchers ever.
Yeah. That's the only reason that's like one of the only reasons he's getting in the Hall is because of how defensively good he was.
Nobody ran on him.
Yeah, nobody did. He, dude, in the preseason or in spring training, they were playing the Yankees, and he looks at the dude at like the runner on first. He's like, "Go ahead, run." And so the guy was like, "I'm gonna accept your challenge."
Well, now I have to go.
And Yachty posed him by a step or two, like. And he's just like, as soon as Yachty threw it, he's just like, grabbed his mask, walked off. As soon as he threw it, he grabbed his mask and walked off. And I was like, that's cold. That is cold.
Well, last week, actually playing first base. They haven't played first base a little bit now.
I mean, not bad.
It's about that time.
It is. I mean, I'm sure his knees are shot.
Oh, yeah.
They have to be.
I mean, the Twins did the same thing with Joe Mauer at the end of his career.
Right.
He also got hurt a couple times, but...
Right.
They moved him. That's just like the catcher's progression. Like, you know you're getting older when they start moving you to first base.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's probably his last year anyway.
I believe it is his last. I think
so you're having 3 Cardinal legends retiring
all
at the
walk
end of
off
the year.
at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
the
pretty
end of an era.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Speaking of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make a big move before July 31st.
Yeah. Who are they gonna go get?
They're gonna go get Xander.
Yeah.
Because Paul has not been playing well. That team, I think the Cardinals, like I said in our prediction video, the Cardinals are annoying once they get to the playoffs, but they have to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They have to get past Milwaukee, who's starting to come around a little bit. They're both 5-5 in the last 10, but
I do want to talk about the Brewers after we're done with this.
I think going out and getting Xander, who's really the only bright spot to that Boston team right now.
Yeah, I agree.
It would help so much.
I agree.
Because you have a solid defense with Xander at short. You have one of the best defenders in the league in Nolan Arenado. Then you have a nasty outfield with Bader, Carlson, and O'Neill. You have Goldie at first.
And Tommy Edman at second.
Yeah. Tommy Edman at second. Like, how do you pitch to that lineup?
It's tough, and
the only problem is they don't have like a power lefty to go with it because it's 3 power righties.
They don't.
I mean, Carlson's a switch hitter, but and so is Edman.
But Carlson hasn't shown me the power that he was predicted to have.
Nobody's still playing at a decent level.
Right, and then you also have Albert Pujols sitting there, playing well. In his last year, he's playing well. So
yeah, Carlson's hitting 200, 2 homers, a triple, and 7 doubles. So there's a little bit of power there, but it's not what they were claiming it to be.
They were claiming it to be like one of the best switch hitters to ever step foot on the field, as they do with every switch hitter that ever comes around. They always want to, nobody's gonna compare to Chipper Jones. Ever. No. I don't think a switch hitter, unless they put up better numbers than Chipper, will ever be as good as him. Chipper was the prime example. Huh?
I have a switch hitter in mind.
Is it Francisco Lindor?
No, it's Wander Franco.
Oh. He just has to hit from the right side. He has to hit the power from the right side. Or
when he's batting left-handed.
When he's batting lefty, he's got to have the power. And right now he just hits the ball pretty hard. but I don't see him hitting mini home runs left-handed.
He won't be Chipper.
No.
Nobody will.
I mean, there's only one person, and he's not even in the league yet, that I can really think about, and that's Jason Dominguez, because you look at his
we're so far from that.
I know we're so far, but he's probably the only guy who might come close, because his swing is sweet from both sides. It does not change. It looks the exact same.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what Chipper's was. And
oh yeah.
I would hope to see like because if you were gonna say anybody would have been close, it was Cleveland Lindor.
Yeah.
Lindor
just played short in the third.
Yeah. Lindor had power from both sides and was always in that MVP talk.
Yeah. He was nasty in Cleveland.
So we think Xander's moving. I think it's a great thing. Like Boston.
Well, I think there's a power struggle right now with him and Story.
Yeah.
I just think that's how it is, and it's kind of like the Trey Turner situation last year, except the only difference is they brought Trevor in the offseason instead of trading for him, and apparently I think I read that Xander and the Red Sox are about $100 million off.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Like,
and so it's either you're going to let him walk, or you might as well get something back for him, whether they turn out or not.
Look at how he's been your only offensive piece.
Yeah, I mean Devers is hitting down.
Yeah, like when they went out and got Kike, it was great pickup. Great pickup.
I guess Devers is hitting.
But Trevor Story has been bad. You paid him a lot of money to come to Boston. For what?
Yeah,
how many years? Was it worth? It was like 5 or 6, right? Or was it?
So.
Was it past that? Because you're not in Colorado anymore, Trevor.
No, you aren't.
Like his problem is he swings for the fence every time he's up to the plate. Swings for the fence. Don't do that, man. You have a sweet swing. You make contact, it's gonna fly.
Yeah,
it's gonna fly. Don't try.
I think he's just trying too hard, because it's another situation where it's like going from Colorado, bottom of the division, unless you're the Diamondbacks, and park that flies. It also flies in Fenway. But I think going from the Rockies to it's just like, it's not like Rizzo. It's a little different of a situation.
You also have the monster.
Well, you have the monster, but I think it could something with just playing for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah,
could be messing with him.
But I agree. I think there could be a power struggle because it's Xander's team. It's 100%. Xander has been the main focus. Which is why
Xander is playing short and not second base, and that's why Trevor has been playing second base, because it's Xander.
Like, he hit above average last year.
Mm-hmm.
He hit, I think, 30-plus home runs. Pretty much everything you wanted from a shortstop, Xander gave you.
Yep.
And you went out and paid a lot of money for Trevor Story, who's only been good in Colorado. I mean, granted, he was good on the road and stuff playing for Colorado, but that's because he was big man on campus. He was the shortstop.
He was the shortstop for the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, and now he's the second baseman for the Boston Red Sox. So Xander probably going to get moved. You're going to get a pretty good haul for him. He's one of the better guys in the league. He's young.
The Cardinals have a good farm system too that they can utilize.
Xander's also young. Chris Sale, I'm pretty sure is not there right now either.
29.
He's still in his prime.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a good haul for a guy who hits above average 30+ home runs. Yeah, that into a lineup with, granted, you're not getting a lefty, you're getting another righty to put in that lineup. But it's a guy who can hit both sides of the ball really well, unlike Paul DeJong. Paul DeJong, I believe, has reverse splits on him, and he hits righties better than he does lefties.
Yeah. And he's also in AAA because they sent him down.
He's got a great arm.
His stats are now irrelevant because he doesn't play for the Cardinals anymore.
Right. So, we talked about the Cardinals. I want to talk about the Brewers real quick. You may not agree with me about it, but I think Christian Yelich might be back. I think he might be back.
Here. So when you started talking about the Brewers, I'm like, well, there's nothing I'm not going to agree with you on, because I picked them to win the division, and I do think the Brewers, I think very highly of the Brewers. But that one, yeah, I don't believe it yet.
He's
I need
hitting.
at least a half a season for me to
Okay,
jump
I
on that
get
train.
that. I get it. I get it. I get it. But first month and a half of the season, man, he's looked good. He's hitting the ball. He's hitting doubles. He's hitting home runs. I mean, shit. He made MLB history almost
He
the
did
other
hit for
day.
the cycle
He
again.
did hit for the
We're
cycle
all against Cincinnati. Fun fact.
again.
Yeah.
And I mean, Cody Bellinger the last couple of years has been very streaky, and Yelich has been down the last 2 years. But he's being patient at the plate. He's looking good. He's swinging at good pitches. So
Yeah.
can we get MVLE back for this Brewers team?
God,
Because
I want to. I
oh
want
yeah,
to see it. I want to see him do well. I like
I want to
Yelich.
see
He's a
Willie.
good personality.
I also want to see Willie play up to the performance that we all know he can. Because I think Willie Adames is great. Rowdy Tellez is hitting the ball too this year, very well.
Well, I can tell you why for that one. When he was moved to Milwaukee and he was getting the first base job like full time,
Mm-hmm.
like there is no Vlad Jr. creeping over his shoulder.
Yeah,
They want him. Craig Counsell wants him to just go out and play,
right.
and he's been a lot more happy with that situation in Milwaukee than he was in Toronto.
I mean, I
'Cause it's his job.
I think the Brewers, dude, are going to be so good for so many years to come. Like they've got a decent AAA squad too. Like I think Bryce Terang is down there.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
I believe he's a switch hitter. He's a contact guy though.
Mm-hmm.
He is just a pure contact guy. He might
Top lineup. Let's get on
Yeah.
base.
Yeah, he's fast. He puts the ball in gaps. Like that'd be a great leadoff hitter.
Mm-hmm.
You put him at second because Willie Adames is a great.
He's not moving.
He's a
He's not moving.
fantastic shortstop. Defensively, he's got a cannon of an arm. He has so much pop in his stick that, like, him being traded was the best thing to happen in his career.
I think so. I
Yeah.
thought it was time for Wander to be called up.
Well,
He can't be unanimous number one prospect 2 years in a row, not be called up. But then the problem was with Willie playing well, especially that postseason run they had in 20. How do you you can't just let him, you're not going to put Wander at third or second.
right,
He was only going to play shortstop.
right,
So how do you open up a spot? You let Willie go.
and he's done well in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I think Milwaukee's a problem for years to come. Colorado or not Colorado, St. Louis. I think they really.
It's gonna be a fun battle.
If they go and trade for Xander, Cardinals are taking the division.
Yeah.
But the Brewers will always edge them out if they do not make that trade.
Well, yeah, because they're pitching Woodruff, Peralta, and
Woodruff has been down. He's at like a
No,
5
he
ERA.
has been down.
He's at like a 5 ERA right now.
And Corbin's not pitching like he did last year, but he's still pitching at a high level. You still have Josh Hader in that Tampa Bay North bullpen. It's every arm is decent. They're getting guys out, and then you have a guy like Hader, just like Tampa had Nick Anderson when he was still healthy.
Right.
Like it's just next man up,
Right.
and
exactly.
everyone's just gonna pitch well, and it's scary. They just have to score 3 to 4 a game, and
if,
they'll be just fine.
if Yelich and Rowdy keep doing what they're doing, and I'm pretty sure McCutcheon's not doing bad either. So they've just got
40.
He's older.
Not doing well. He looks like he's having fun too.
Oh, for sure. He's their leadoff hitter.
Yeah. He's having fun.
30 what? 34-year-old Andrew McCutcheon or 35?
5.
35-year-old Andrew McCutcheon is leadoff, and he's still fast.
Yeah, he's still got the legs.
So, dude, baseball's been so much fun this year. It's been so
It's
good.
been so much fun.
I mean, you have Jazz electrifying Miami, and all of he's really bringing that team together in his second year. Like, that is Jazz Chisholm's team. I don't care who you are. That is that man's team.
Well, Pablo's been pitching fantastic too.
Yeah. So
absolutely incredible.
they need Sixto to pitch well. They need Edward Cabrera to come up.
I have nightmares of Edward Cabrera.
Oh, dude, I do too. But they need all of these guys to come in to make them good, and I think they can be in the next couple of years. Jorge Soler batting leadoff is a mistake. Jazz Chisholm should. So. I don't know. I think Jazz Chisholm should be your leadoff guy. You need that speed on the bases. Jorge Soler could be your 3-hitter who just rakes him in. Like, the one thing you're going with Jorge Soler is he's a power hitter. He's never been anything but a power hitter. Should not be leading off.
That's why I like him as a leadoff hitter, because, I mean, look what he did in the World Series.
That's different, though. It's World Series. This is...
Yeah, but he did that the whole postseason.
I know he did, but this is like a new team. Like,
I
don't know. You're in the same division.
They're about the same record right now.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Half game off.
I don't know. What else do we want to talk about today?
I think we should close it out with some just league leaders that are standouts.
Okay.
Looking at,
I know Ty France and J.P. Crawford are high in the thing for batting average. Let's go.
I still believe J-Ram could still win the Triple Crown and MVP.
So, I have a hot take.
Okay.
Hot take. Ty France is going to be a dark horse for MVP.
Not if they're not a playoff team.
It doesn't matter if they're a playoff team or not. It's what happens during the regular season.
He won't get it if they don't make the playoffs.
But I don't think he's going to win. I just think he's a dark horse. Like, he will be in a top 5 at the end of the year.
If he keeps it up, yeah.
He has been great. He's been fantastic. So, we have that. But
Byron's been staying healthy too, which is nice to see him at the top of the home run leaderboard, because
you do love to see it. I love Byron Buxton
so much. He's a 5-tool guy, but he's just gotta stay healthy.
Player of the month, Byron Buxton, coming in May.
No.
Damn.
No, he just won't get it.
All right, so what do we want to look at? We want to look at wins for pitchers, ERA.
I'm just like guys like Pablo Lopez, like Zach Gallen. That's another guy like I think could win a Cy Young if he was on a better team.
Right.
Because they brought over the pitching coach from Houston, which we've seen what he can do with guys like Garrett Cole, Verlander, Greinke, all those guys that were on that cheating team from 17.
Well, I mean, just
but
look
the
at,
pitching
like,
was still great.
Look at their bullpen though. Like, you had Roberto Osuna, who was always wild, and then he got to Houston and he was one of the most dominant closers in the league.
Ryan Presley,
right?
Another guy.
Well, I mean, I guess the pitching coach left, like you said, but like their pitcher, the Astros pitching coach now is still good.
He's still good, but
I mean, look at Hector Neris.
Right.
He's pitching well.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Stanek pitching well.
Yeah. I don't know. Zach Gallen was one of those prospects that had so much potential, but they just didn't have the right coaches there for him.
It's like Robbie
And now
Ray.
that he's got the coaches with him, now he's got a 1.05 ERA.
It's like
he's pitching great.
It's like Robbie Ray. Like, everybody was so hyped when he finally got the call, and he was supposed to be their next big thing, and then he got traded to Toronto, and he did his magical Cy Young season in Toronto, and I just need him to do it again.
Jose Barrios has not been pitching well.
No, he's not, but I think it's just a little hiccups. I think Barrios will be fine down the stretch.
One outing is like just a hiccup, like you said. 2 is okay. Well, that's this 2 in a row. 3 is a pattern. That's what scares me, is 3 is a pattern, and he has not been pitching well at all.
Their whole pitching staff hasn't been as great as we predicted.
Adams, their pitch. The problem is they're in a really tough stretch.
Right.
They had like I think 20 or 22 games in a 21 or 23-day stretch. They had one off day in about 3 weeks,
Yeah, that
and
is
they went
tough.
from New York to Houston, or it was Boston, New York, Houston, then back home to play New York and Houston, and now they're in Tampa.
Right. So they've
They
just been
had a
nonstop.
tough stretch of games against really good teams, except for Boston. But
Right.
like you saw with the Astros 10-game, 11-game win streak, they're playing well right now. The
Mm-hmm.
Yankees best team in baseball.
Yep.
And then it's just and they're all in a row like I you see them, 6 games, that sixth game at that against the Yankees or the Astros when you're right there, played them last week.
Mm-hmm.
They all saw Simber and Romano and all the other guys they have that are decent out in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
But when you just saw them last week, it makes
Yeah.
things a little easier. It's not like how Tampa plays Detroit coming up, and then they don't play them again until I think it's like July.
Right.
There's such a
Like
big gap in
it's
between. That it's
our
what's making it
little.
tough.
There are some predictions where we're still kind of spot on with. There are some predictions we're way off on. The league has just been crazy. I mean, the
Yeah,
Diamondbacks are fucking
positive.
positive right now. They are on a
I don't think they can hold it,
No,
but
hell
it's
no.
incredible to see all 5 teams in a division. Into today's the 15th, May 15th, as at the day we're recording this.
Hmm.
All 5 teams are positive. I don't care if it's one game like Colorado or 2 games like Arizona. All 5 teams are positive. Where you have a division like the AL Central where the Tigers and Royals both only have 11 wins.
Hmm.
Like, and they're run different. All their stats are bad. They're
Right.
both the 2 lowest scoring teams in the league.
Right.
That's just one division. Then you go over to Arizona and it's like, wow, we're positive by 2 and we're 7 games back.
Right.
Like,
It,
what are we supposed to do when you have 3 teams that have 20 plus wins already for no
mm,
reason?
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, they all have 20. The Padres actually have 21, but
The Padres are so good.
yeah, like right
Padres
now,
are
New
so
York
good.
is the center of baseball. You can go to Queens, you go to the Bronx. I don't really care which one you want to talk, look at. They're both the best team in each league right now. It's not even close.
Yeah, they are both disgusting. And give us a Subway Series World Series.
Uh, that's cold. It would make me sad.
I know it would, but how awesome would that be?
It would be really fun to watch, but I would rather see a freeway series.
Fair
It's
enough.
nice and warm in California, even though I hate the state.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But all right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for us today. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment. Tell us your feedback. You know, let's
Leave a
start.
like.
Yeah, leave a like. Let's start a conversation in the comment section. If you're listening on Spotify, hit us up on Twitter. We'll get a nice little thread going. But anyway, guys, I'm Kane. This is Day, and we will talk to you guys next time.